everybody, welcome back to Property Couple. I'm Lia.
And my name is AK.
And this is our channel where we talk about property investing, business and working together as a couple.
And today we are going to be talking about our 2023 goals.
If you haven't already watched our review of 2022, that will be linked up in the cards where we assess what went well, what went badly, and then this video is all about where we are looking forward to this year.
2023 is the year.
We're already a few months in. Where's it gone?
It's crazy because, so you guys won't know this yet, but we're getting married this year.
Yeah, like we haven't said it enough times.
So there's that happening.
Yes.
Leah's turning 30. That's happening. She's joining the
30 club.
The 30 club. I was going to say the old people club. Because I class myself as old now.
No, I'll be 30 years
I'm in
young.
that club and I'm going to drag you down with me. So you're going to be joining that club.
And then we've also got a honeymoon that we haven't planned.
We haven't planned that. We haven't even planned her 30th.
No plans. Because all we're thinking about is the wedding and our business.
Yeah, and goal number 1, which we're going to come to. But before we do that, if you haven't already, please take the time to just click that subscribe button. It only takes literally a second and it helps us out big time.
Thanks, guys. So let's move on to goal number 1 of the year.
Numero uno.
I feel like it's an obvious goal.
It's an obvious goal. You've probably heard us talk a lot about our latest project, which is going to be by far our biggest project to date, which is the 9-bed HMO, which is going to be our first... Sorry, you were going to say something and I interrupted you.
No, I was just going to say
but
it was the first sui generis HMO. Like, it's a big deal.
What is that?
It's a different use class of property. So sui generis means it's over 7 occupants that don't know each other in one HMO. So very different to sort of like a big family all living together.
Sounds like a name as well. Oh, Sue, yeah, Sue generous. Yeah. Sue's very generous. Honestly, the first time I actually heard that, when they were like Sue generous, I'm like, is she?
Yeah, that's so funny. Where the mind wanders to when you hear these like property terms. That is so funny. So
that is going to be a huge project. I would absolutely love it if this project is done in the next 4 months. So we have been talking to contractors recently in the last couple of weeks. We feel like we've got somewhere now. We feel like we potentially are ready to work with a particular contractor. Mm-hmm. And I want to be getting this project underway in the next few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. And if it can all be wrapped up as well and cash flowing and up and running in sort of, well, we said 16 weeks, didn't we? Yeah. Then we would consider that a huge, huge win.
And do you think this project is just there's going to be so many twists and turns?
I think so. Obviously, if you guys aren't already familiar with the planning permission delay we had, you can check out our video with Colin, which will also be linked up in the cards when we point in all directions, because you may or may not know that it did take us nearly 6 months to get approval. So we've actually future-proofed this property from floods for the next 1,000 years. Like, it's unbelievable. But the hurdles, there's been a few so far, and I'm sure there's only more to come.
And do you know what? I'm genuinely relieved I can sleep at night now that for the next 1,000 years,
yeah, I know,
be able to safely say that we're going to be flood-proof. So.
Yeah. So goal number 1, should we call it Project Sue? We've been saying we want to name our properties for ages.
Project Sue.
Project Sue.
I think that's fantastic.
Because it's Sue generous.
That's a fantastic name.
It's definitely Sue. It's definitely our biggest HMO so far.
SG.
Sue will be generous.
Swiftly moving on to goal number 2.
Goal number 2. And if you haven't already clicked that subscribe button, please click it. It takes just a second, and click the notification bell as well to get a little pop-up on your phone and be the first one to find out every time we upload. Goal number 2.
Goal number 2 is...
Goal number 2? Well, I think it's to diversify our income, isn't it?
Yeah, goal number 2 is the introduction for the very first time of a cash-generating strategy to our portfolio.
So it's very, very different to what we've been doing thus far. Yeah. So how would you describe the strategy we've been doing so far? Obviously, we've been focusing on HMOs, which would be like an income-generating strategy.
Yeah, so today, as Leah said, we've been focusing on generating income. Mm-hmm. So 3 years ago, you know, when we were first looking at property, it was about getting myself out of a job and starting to build this journey of self-employment. the joys of self-employment.
I think the first sort of the first milestone was let's replace one of our salaries with property. And that has happened through doing income generating strategies like the HMOs we've been doing.
Yeah.
And now we want to introduce capital generating strategies, which will basically mean making pots of cash that can be injected into our business and then, option to use that towards future projects.
Exactly.
Option to pay down some investors. There's a few different things going on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think there's multiple different capital generating strategies out there. We won't go into detail in this video because it's not the video for that. And we hope to share more about the specifics of the strategy that we're going to be using as soon as we can. We just want to make sure that all the paperwork is in place, and then we're really excited to share that with you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You don't want to be one of those people that share something before it's signed, sealed and delivered, because we've learnt from that mistake before. But I have got some really, really great footage on my phone of that project we viewed last year, and when that gets over the line, you'll see it. You guys will be the first to see it.
Looking forward to that.
Yes. So,
which leads us on to goal number 3 quite nicely.
Goal number 3
is all about raising more investment into our business.
Yes.
Now, we have got a figure on here that scares me a little bit, but it is better to reach higher and fall slightly short. Is that the right saying?
Yeah, like just aiming high and then... I think that's the right saying. Yeah. So do you want to say the figure or not?
Yeah, so look, we've got a goal to raise £500,000 additional this year for our business. I think...
And that is the goal.
And that is the goal. So, yeah, look, we really want to keep learning. We really want to keep doing sort of slightly better deals, bigger deals every time, sort of moving up the ladder. And also just be able to provide our investors with better returns and more interesting projects as well. So
yeah, definitely. I think that one of the fear things that goes behind the raising money thing is that at the beginning of the journey, if anyone had said to us, you need to go out there and talk to people about property and try and raise money into your business, that would be terrifying.
It was.
It was terrifying. And you did most of the money raising for the business.
Look, do you know what I'm going to say? It was terrifying. It still is terrifying. I don't think it ever doesn't become terrifying.
Yeah.
Because when people say to us, how do you raise funds and isn't it scary? It doesn't ever not become scary, because once you've raised the first bit, that becomes the norm. Then you raise the second bit, that becomes the norm. Then do you see what I'm saying? You sort of acclimatise at each point, but then that becomes the new starting point.
And I think on top of that, once you've done it like the first time and the proof is in the pudding and that investor gets their return, it's almost like you're absolutely sure that the model does work, and then that investor tells other people, oh, I'm investing with them and I get this much per month.
Yeah.
And suddenly you feel completely at ease. It's not asking anyone for money. It's going, here's an opportunity. Do you want a percentage that's better than what you get in the banks? And they go, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? Yeah. And then, saying out loud that number you said, £500,000 of investment into our business is our goal for this year. It's actually not that scary because you're offering someone an opportunity. So,
I like the way you put that. I agree 100% with you.
Yeah, so whether that's raising the money through social media or through introductions, people of people, however that money comes into the business and helps others, great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that actually segues beautifully into goal number 4.
Go on.
Which is just sharing more of what we do on social media.
I mean, we do get a lot of questions that we've been unsure about how much to say, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense to me, yeah.
But if that makes sense to you guys, you just... Sometimes you don't want to say, you don't feel comfortable saying things.
I think both you and I, being really transparent with you guys, both you and I have had reservations in the past as to what to tell people, what to share, and I think both of us, when we first started in property, were a bit unsure because we were sort of like, well, we feel a bit like, should we be sharing this stuff? Like, are we good enough to share this stuff? Or, I think just being really open and honest with you guys, and I think we've both made a commitment this year that, do you know what? Like, we've done so much in 3 years, property-wise, and we just want to share all our learnings with you guys, because at the end of the day, there's so many people that are on the same journey.
Yeah.
And if people can learn from us and not make mistakes or not make the mistakes we made or whatever, then fantastic. Because if we can do the same with other people, then it just becomes a better cycle, better place.
So true. And when you look at it and you zoom out, it's like everyone you talk to has got the same end goal. They just go, pretty much, they just go, I just want more money coming in. I want more cash flow so that I can have a bit more freedom. I have be able to provide more. And it just, we just look around and we go, well, everyone in our networks, we're all striving for the same goal. So surely we can help each other here.
Yeah, 100%. And every day's a school day.
Every day's a school day.
Yeah.
When we were on our property courses that we did a couple of years ago now, it's been like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. There was one sort of like coach who would teach us all about buy-to-lets, and he'd go, you know what they say? Every day's a school day, and we just always stuck with us.
Every day is a school day.
Every day's a school day.
Imagine if every day was a school day.
Right.
Imagine if every day you had to go to school.
Get your pen and paper out.
Oh my gosh.
But just quickly, on the social media note, we also want to say to you guys that one of our goals with this channel right now, is to just introduce some more industry experts or other investors, other people's projects in our network to the channel, showcase their work, whether it's talking to an architect, a broker, you know what I mean? Just people in the industry,
I was about to say solicitor, but I don't think we will.
I think we could talk to someone who's in legal, but we just have to make sure. Well, I don't know if they'd be up for it.
I would love to talk to a tax advisor.
Yeah, let's definitely try and get. I actually know someone who might be up for it. Really? I follow her on Instagram, and we sometimes talk, and she's so good at sharing stuff. I don't know this person. Yeah, she's great. I've been following her for a long time.
They're awesome, because I reached out to a tax guy that I get loads of emails off, and I really like his newsletter. And I reached out to him, and I was like,
So look out for these guys, hopefully appearing on our new series on our channel, which is sort of speaking to the experts.
Yeah, speaking to the experts. Yeah. Speaking to the experts.
To the experts.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all of the 2023 goals, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so.
The immediate ones.
Before you know it. Yeah, they're the immediate goals.
Yeah.
I mean, should we mention our personal goals, or do we have any personal goals?
Personal goals, because we've both obviously got our own goals outside of this as individual people. We're not stuck at the hip, joined at the hip, as they say.
We're not joined.
We're not joined at the hip, and I love that about us. I love that you've got your own solo goals. I've got my own solo goals. Got my own other businesses.
Although I do. It does throw me off centre when you go away for a couple of days.
Does it?
Yeah.
Do you get a stomachache?
Not so specific. You're like, do you get an ache of the stomach? It's like,
I
do get thrown off a little bit, because not only do we live together, we have a business together, we work together, we see each other every day. Like we're not joined at the hip.
I'm your housemate,
but we are. There's a massive long chain that connects us, and
that's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So basically, you were saying, do we have joint couple goals other than the fact that did we tell you we're getting married this year?
No, I don't think we did.
Then we mentioned that. No. And we've got the honeymoon that we haven't planned, my 30th, which we haven't planned. No. And I don't know if that's a personal goal. We did say to each other a while ago, let's do more of this. Let's do what we're, right now we're actually away. We're not in our home setup. So you might think, background looks a bit different, guys.
Yeah. And we're trying
to do nice things together, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. And I think, I say this every time, we need to do more nice things together.
I know, but then it's hilarious, because I feel like the only things we ever share are the nice things we do together. People must be like, God, do they only ever do nice things together?
Yeah, this is the 1% of time that you see.
Yeah, for sure. But you are right. And, we've got a lot of big stuff coming up this year.
Every year is going to be big.
Every day is a school day.
Every day is a school day as well.
We really hope you've enjoyed watching that video. It's been really fun to sit down in this really nice environment and talk about the goals for 2023. Like we said earlier, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. We post videos every single week.
And I'd also say, if you are interested in potentially working with Lia and I, then there is a link in the description. So if you give that a click, then we can jump on a call.
Yeah, definitely. I'm up for that. Yeah. You're up for that?
I'm up for that.
Are you guys up for that?
I hope you're up for that. And it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Been a pleasure talking to you and you guys. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.